Many agencies are in the process of developing their restructuring plans. But before moving forward with involuntary staff reductions, some agencies are reintroducing the Deferred Resignation Program as a voluntary option. If your agency is offering the second phase of this program, you might face a difficult decision between participating or waiting for potential severance payments after a reduction in force. Each path has its own advantages and disadvantages, and the best option for you will likely depend on a combination of factors. In this video, we'll compare the two approaches and we'll discuss some of the key factors that may influence your choice. But before we dive into the details, welcome to the Money Briefing. My name is Jarrell Harvey and I'm with Fedway Financial. On this channel, we cover topics related to personal finance, federal benefits, and retirement planning. So if you find this video helpful, please consider sharing and subscribing. The decision to leave federal service is a complicated one. It may involve emotional, financial, and professional factors, as well as factors that are outside of your control. Before we discuss some of the key considerations, I want to initially provide a brief overview of Part 2 of the Deferred Resignation Program, as well as severance pay. So first, the second phase of the Deferred Resignation Program, which many people are calling DRP 2.0, is a voluntary option that shares many similarities with the original Fork in the Road initiative. However, this updated version is managed directly by individual agencies rather than the Office of Personnel Management, or OPM. Since each agency oversees its own program, there may be slight variations in how the program is implemented across agencies. However, generally, employees who participate in DRP 2.0 are placed on paid administrative leave through September 30th, 2025. During this period, employees remain part of the federal workforce, but they are typically not required to perform any work duties or meet in-person office requirements. While on administrative leave, participants continue to receive their regular pay and benefits. This includes accruing annual leave and sick leave, as well as receiving matching contributions to your Thrift Saving Plan, or TSP. In exchange for these benefits, employees must sign a written agreement to resign or retire no later than September 30th of this year, or an alternate date approved by your agency. It's important to note that many agencies provide very limited window to apply for this program. So if you're considering this option, be sure to check the specific details and deadlines set by your agency. Severance pay, on the other hand, is a biweekly payment provided to employees who are involuntarily separated from federal service. Once severance pay begins, you are no longer considered an active employee. The amount you receive depends on your years of service and your age. For civilian service up to 10 years, you get 1 week of salary for each year worked. If you have more than 10 years of service, you get 2 weeks of salary for each additional year beyond the first 10. On top of that, for every 3 months of service beyond your last full year, you earn an extra 25% of your weekly salary. Now, if you're over 40, there's an additional adjustment to your severance. For every 3 months past your 40th birthday, your base severance pay increases by 2.5%. This works out to a 10% increase per year after age 40. However, there is a cap on total severance pay. The maximum that you can receive is 52 weeks of salary. Also, employees who are eligible for immediate pension payments through either a regular retirement or early retirement do not qualify for severance pay. I also want to clearly state that deciding whether to take the DRP or wait for severance pay after a possible RIF is a personal choice, but several factors can help guide your decision. One key consideration is your age and years of service. As I mentioned earlier, these two elements directly affect the amount of severance pay that you might receive. For instance, if your administrative leave is set to begin on May 1st after accepting a DRP offer, you could receive approximately 21 weeks of pay. But employees with over 10 years of service or those older than 40 might qualify for more severance pay than the DRP would provide. On the flip side, younger federal employees or those with fewer than 10 years of civilian service may find the DRP to be the better financial option. Also, keep in mind, military time that's been bought back usually does not count towards severance pay. Another key factor to consider is your retention ranking and the type of federal position you hold. The standard RIF process ranks employees based on various criteria, including job type, veteran status, length of service, and performance ratings. During a RIF, higher ranked employees are more likely to keep their positions, while those ranked lower are at a greater risk of being let go. However, retention rankings might not matter if your position or division is slated to complete elimination. If you believe your position is less likely to be affected by a RIF, you might prefer to stay and not take the DRP. But if you suspect your role is at a higher risk, the DRP could feel like a safer option. Additionally, your long-term career goals could play a role in your decision. Some federal employees are ready to leave their positions, whether due to workplace challenges or a desire for new opportunities. If you're considering a career change or have other plans, the DRP might provide a helpful transition. But on the contrary, if staying in federal service is your priority, you might decide to hold out and view severance pay as a backup in case of a RIF. Lastly, your financial needs is another important consideration. Both the DRP and severance offer financial support, but there are some important differences between the two. With the DRP, payments stop once the program ends. However, severance pay could allow you to qualify for unemployment benefits once severance payments run out, because severance pay is triggered by an involuntary separation rather than a voluntary separation. Also, when considering your prospects for replacement income, there is a common misconception that private sector jobs always pay more or pay better. While some opportunities do offer higher pay, not all federal employees can match their current salary in the private sector. Factors like your field, work location, and competition for jobs can all affect your earnings potential. Therefore, weighing all these factors carefully will help you decide which option works best for you in your unique situation. So, at the end of the day, DRP 2.0 and severance payments have unique benefits, but considering your age, length of service, current federal position, along with your immediate and long-term financial goals, can help guide you to a more informed financial decision. If you received any value from this video, please click the like button. You can also subscribe to our channel to get more content like this. If you're interested in seeing how we help our clients at Fedway Financial get the most out of their money and federal benefits, please visit our website at www.fedwayfinancial.com, or you can click on the meeting link in this video's description. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next Money Briefing.